Banks. I'm Sue Artz with OBXentertainment.com and OBXE TV. We're here at Digger's Dungeon, about to meet up with Ryan Anderson, driver of Son-uva Digger Monster Truck. Let's go inside.
Hey, I'm Ryan Anderson, driver of the Son-uva Digger Monster Jam truck. Obviously, my last name Anderson sticks out. My dad is Dennis Anderson. He created Gravedigger right here in Currituck, the Outer Banks area, for over 30 years now. So we're here at the shop, gonna check everything out, give you guys the inside scoop of what actually goes on here. And if you're local, honestly, you probably just drive by the place and see it, you know, yeah, this place is insane when you get inside.
What was it like being born into monster truck racing? Or you started out doing mud bog racing, is that right?
Yeah, we started out in the mud. I started out playing in the mud, which is what my dad originated from. Back in the day, at Moles, Mud Run, and all that stuff was just all right here in Currituck County in the Outer Banks area. So it was really cool to, you know, my dad kind of got me to start out that way too, so we all kind of followed the same little footsteps. But being born into, you know, the Gravedigger legacy has just been insane, because, you know, when I was a kid it was normal, but then now that I'm an adult and I can look back at things and say, man, that was a little extreme. You know, our childhood was pretty crazy, but it was all training for us to do what we do now. So it made, you know, it made perfect sense to a point. You know, definitely not to the normal human being that would be, you know, more about safety. Our childhood was outrageous, but it was cool. You know, like I said, it grew us up, trained us for this.
Yeah, so was it ever a question that, you know, did you always know that you wanted to do this too, or did you ever want to, like, I want to be a doctor or something?
No, it was always really monster trucks. It was not even like, we always joke and say Dad didn't give us an option. He did. We were, you know, we just, what kid doesn't want to drive a monster truck? So it was pretty obvious choice. And then not only that, but then once you get older and reality starts kicking in, you got to think, you know, oh well, drawing is not going to really bring me somewhere, or whatever, you know. So the monster trucks was the golden ticket for us, because my dad had worked so hard and paved the way. So for me and Adam and our younger brother and sister coming up, it's, you know, like I said, the golden ticket is there. We just got to take it and run. And, you know, I can't complain at all. I probably got one of the best jobs of my age, you know, possible. So definitely no complaints here. I get to hang out, drive monster trucks, tear stuff up in front of thousands of people, and you know, walk away wiping my hands clean, because Dad's made it that way for us.
That's awesome. So this is your truck. Is this like the first version, or I'm sure you've like crashed it and had to rebuild?
Yeah, this is actually my second truck at the moment. I actually had to kind of borrow one of Dad's truck. So if you're familiar with my truck at all, you'll notice the frame chassis color is not the same, and you see actually a little bit of green poking out there. So my truck is actually on the way to the Philippines right now.
Wow.
So when it's in the shipping container, it gets shipped over, and it takes a long time. We got to go to the Philippines, and from there it goes to Australia and all over. So basically my truck won't be back till around Christmas time. Crazy. So for that time, my dad, obviously, he's got tons of Gravediggers. He actually has 8 Gravediggers. So I snagged one of his for a little bit. I did a temporary paint on the chassis to cover it up. That's why you see the blue, the green sticking through. Put my body on it. So I got a couple shows to run here in the United States while my truck is overseas.
Wow, so is someone driving your truck overseas, or are you going to go there?
It's going to be me. So actually, in just a couple weeks, I'm going to go to New Jersey with this truck. And it's probably going to get tore all up and all that stuff, just like normal. And then as soon as I get done with New Jersey, I fly home for a day, pack my bags, I head to the Philippines. I do a show there in my actual Son-uva Digger truck. Probably the same thing, tear it all up, all that good stuff. Then I'm lucky enough to go to Australia. Directly after that, do a big media tour, promoting the tour that we're going to do there in October, all through Australia. So I'm pretty excited about that. Come home, back to fix this one, while the guys are fixing that one in the Philippines. So it's just it's a vicious cycle, but the people, the people love it.
Nice. Well, we watched your video, because you know your dad, of course, he has his legacy, but you've actually already created your own and doing that backflip. Now, was that your first ever backflip, or was it just anyone's first ever backflip?
There was a couple people that have done the backflips before, and we've started to do them a lot more now. But when I did my first one, it was the biggest, baddest, most clean one, and still probably is to date. So ever since then, everybody's kind of been chasing that benchmark that I put up, and even including myself. Since then, I've done about 5 more backflips. but not one is compared to the first one. And it's kind of crazy because I was clueless heading into it. I knew what the ramp could do, but I didn't know how I could do it. So I just ran up to it and hit it like I normally would, and everything worked out perfectly.
Wow.
Now, just trying to make that happen again it's been a struggle. I've actually crashed probably another 10 times trying it.
Right.
Only made it 5 times. It's been quite the struggle to try to catch back up to that first time I did it.
Yeah.
So everybody expects me to do that first one I did every time. And
yeah,
try to
but
tell
they
people
do.
it's not that easy.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But
yeah.
hopefully one day I'll do it again.
Nice. So, like, you and your siblings, like, did you practice around here growing up, like doing stuff? And
we did practice a little bit, but not like what you would think. You know, honestly, to compete in Monster Jam, you have to be 18 years old.
Okay.
And then along with that, Dad really didn't want us just to jump into a truck and go, because then you just don't have any respect for the crew or the truck
Right,
and things
yeah,
like that. So he actually made us crew for at least a year. Both of us crewed for a little more than a year on the trucks, working on it while somebody else was driving. Now I crewed for my older brother Adam, which was quite the chore because he stayed, you know, upside down and tearing his stuff up.
Yeah.
But I fixed the truck and I got to see him crash and do the things that he did and understood everything. So now when I go out there on the track, it's not just me thinking, okay, these people want to see me crash. I got to go out there and drive the truck, remember that we have a show the next weekend, how many parts we have, all that stuff, along with I got to go crazy because these people expect me to go crazy. So I got a really good way of balancing things that is what Dad taught us to do. So it all worked out pretty good, but we didn't practice like you would think. And now that we are drivers, we don't practice at all. It's in front of the people. So I didn't practice the backflip one time.
Really?
I did it in front of the people.
Wow.
That is our practice. So if I want to try something new, I have to try it at the show. It's too expensive to test the trucks and practice without being in front of a big crowd of people, you know. So we've talked a lot about it, but at the same time, it's a little more exciting when the people know that you've never practiced it and you're just going to go for it.
Yeah.
So it adds a whole another element of excitement to it that is the unknown.
Definitely. Well, are you like always more excited, or do you like get scared, or?
Normally I don't get really scared until after I do it. So like, say if I go to do a backflip and then I'm upside down, I know I'm not gonna make it. It's like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you're in the truck and you know you've got that many people watching you, and you know just the way my dad's raised us to kind of be machines behind the wheel. That when I go, it's like I'm a machine. I just go and I've got my plan. I've got my duties, my list of duties to do, and I'm gonna do them. You know, so it kind of, you know, I get a little bit of, I guess you could say, tunnel vision on what my job is, and I go for that and that only. So really all the nervousness and the scared, all that stuff just goes out the window as soon as you take off.
Nice. So now things have come like full circle, and you have your own son, who, what's he, about 9 months? Yep, that's a great age. And his name is Race. So do you hope that maybe he's going to grow up and follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, absolutely. I already can kind of tell he's into it. You know, he can't get into a vehicle. If you get him anywhere near the front seat, he's on the steering wheel, he's holding it, he wants to turn it, everything. So he's already into it. And, you know, riding in my big truck, I've got a big daily driver truck, and he's in his car seat, and you can, if I rev it up, he's looking around, he loves it, you know, he gets excited and stuff. So he loves the big trucks, he loves the bumpy ride, so he's already on the road to become a Monster Jam driver. So we'll see. You know, I'm not going to hold him to it by far, but I would definitely love to see him do it.
Yep. Now, as a father, like, do you ever think about him if you're about to do like a scary stunt or something?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I've been doing it for a couple of years now, but ever since races came along, it makes me think. You know, it's like I'll be thinking in my head like, oh, I'm gonna go try this crazy, you know, corkscrew or something, or I'm just gonna hit this thing wide open. And then I'm thinking about it. Nah, well, maybe I need to, you know, take it back a notch, and you know, but I still at the same time I do my normal thing. You know, I haven't stepped back any. But at the same time, I pay attention more to what could be a bad situation.
Right. Yep. You can't help it when you become a dad. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I guess we'll continue our tour around here, but this is crazy.
Yeah.
So is this like pretty much ready to go for?
Yeah, everything but the tires.
Okay, because I was going to say they had like a big tire over there.
Yeah. What we do with these is we take the big tire off and put these little baby tires on to work on them, and also to transport them. Because with the big tire, they're so wide they won't even fit down the road. So we have to take the big tires off, put these little weird looking skinny tires on it, so it fits inside of our trailers and our shipping containers and everything. Get them from venue to venue, and then also, you know, with the tire that's, you know, 700 pounds and 66 inches tall, it's not that easy to work on either. It makes it a little bit easier to work on the truck and handle. You know, you definitely can't handle those big tires that great.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna continue on these are all other other trucks there.
Yeah, this is actually my brother's truck, and it's called Gravedigger the Legend. You can see the body over here, a little tore up, but this is actually a recreation of the original Gravedigger.
Wow.
So what, you know, Dad, when a Gravedigger monster truck, I should say, he had the mud truck Gravedigger, but it was a pickup truck. It was red primer paint job with just yellow lettering, and then after that he stepped up to this Ford, exact same body style Ford panel truck, and then he put the big monster truck tires on it. So that was when Gravedigger really became a monster truck. So we kind of brought that back, and it's good for our fans because Dad has tons of fans that have been following him for years and years, you know, and they understand it. Even if they haven't followed him for a long time, the story of Gravedigger is just so big to a lot of people that are fans of monster trucks that this truck it's not like it's the big flashy paint job or anything crazy like that. It's just a cool piece that everybody loves.
Nice.
Over here is actually my dad's real deal competing truck. So this is the one that he races with. He's got multiple trucks, but this is the one that he decides to run into the ground all the time. So right now we got it tore all apart because obviously he can't go out without tearing it to pieces. So every time it comes back, his truck gets basically an entire rebuild because basically everything's messed up. But right now you can see there it's really stripped down to the bare minimum, and we're trying a lot of new things out with his truck, and you know, he's more or less our test dummy because no matter what, he's going to go out there and give it his all, even if there's two people in front of him. He's a bad show off. He can't help.
Yeah.
But so we're doing a lot of new things. You can actually see the netting inside the cab there is something that's brand new prototype. So y'all be the first people to actually see this. We just got that yesterday. So it's going to help contain us in the truck.
I was going to say, so is that to help hold you in there?
Yeah, and honestly, the real deal is we actually already have containment seats. So my seat, my brother's seat, the majority of all Monster Jam drivers' seats are tailored to our body. They hold our shoulders and our head with aluminum bracing. But my dad can't stand it. He says it's like riding a horse through binoculars.
Yeah.
He's old school. He likes to be able to float around, but we're taking such bad hits now that he's flopping all around in the cabin, and he can't even see because he's moving so much.
Right.
He doesn't like that seat because it's too rigid. So we've come up with a design of the netting that'll give him a little bit of flex, a little bit of movement, so he's not held in there so tight. And we really got our fingers crossed hoping that it works because he needs it for safety reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
He's beating his sides up on the seats and stuff like that. So
yeah.
We're hoping it works, and honestly, if it does work, a lot of us want to try it because it's a lot less restrictive. You can see a lot better. You know, you can still kind of turn your head, where in our seats they hold your head dead straight. So it could be a great thing. You know, we're hoping it works out really good.
Yeah. So it'll just be on the one side there, or are they going to
it'll be on the other side. The other side is going to be removable.
Okay,
so you can click it out just like a seatbelt. You can pop right out of the truck.
Cool. Nice. So have you ever gotten hurt?
Yeah, actually I have gotten hurt pretty bad trying a backflip for I can't remember which number attempt it was, but I actually landed perfectly upside down, and it was in a older style chassis compared to what we have now, and this actually was the reason we've upgraded everything now. But I actually broke my neck.
Oh,
so
terrible.
It was a pretty brutal crash. It was luckily I don't remember it, but we learned a lot from it, and as bad as it was, it couldn't have been any better, really.
Right.
Because for one, I'm still walking.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have any surgeries, and most of all, we learned a ton of safety features for everybody. So, you know, unfortunately, I had to kind of take the beating, but it was worth it because now everybody's really safe.
That's
and we actually got really deep into engineering our cages, not just making them stout. You know, so we've got into the actual structure of them, and they're really engineered now to take the weight of the truck fully on each particular point. So it's pretty crazy what we figured out after that. And fortunately, you know, what happened, but at the same time, a lot of good came of it.
Yeah. I was, you know, as we were watching your backflip video today, I was thinking about that. Like, I'm sure that everything they set up that you jump over is all a certain way. You know, you know, they don't just throw stuff down there and say jump over that.
But sometimes they do. Like we get campers and things, and we put out there that we know they're kind of a softer build, so. We crashed them, so those things will just drag out there and throw. But the cars and school buses and the big dirt mobiles, they're all built to a certain specification. We try to keep the same specification from venue to venue on the ramps. The ramps may vary where they're at, but that style ramp stays the same. So it helps us as drivers know what they're going to do. You know, because if you make a jump, you know, just kind of randomly, it's way easier to mess up a dirt ramp than it is to make one correct. And a lot of people would say you're crazy, just build a wedge and you're good. No, there is a science behind it. So
I definitely thought that.
We've learned a lot over the past couple of years, and really in the past 10 years, Monster Jam has grown so big to where it used to be it was just kind of jump the cars and do a donut. Now, if you're not jumping 50 foot in the air and doing backflips, you might as well get out of it. So it's gone huge in the past couple of years. And if you haven't paid attention to it lately, you have to check it out because it is just insane anymore.
Nice. And you guys actually built your own little park up the road a little bit.
We have our own mud park up the road. It's 2 miles north of the Gravedigger shop. We do events there normally a couple times a summer. We do them near the in early and then after summer, so it's not so hot and mosquitoes aren't so bad. But it's pretty crazy. Honestly, it's more of a mini Monster Jam because the mud trucks that have a lot smaller tire and they're normally a lot smaller truck, but they have big horsepower and it's crazy. So honestly, it's a training grounds for Monster Jam for us here. So when we're there playing around, having a good time, and the guys are there racing, that's all those guys there training. They're wanting to get into monster trucks, so it's kind of the stepping stone to Monster Jam.
Cool. So it's kind of like a remake of like how you grew up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why me and Dad mud raced so much, and then Adam, my older brother, too, and now my little brother Weston's doing it. So we kind of, we were going to all these other mud bogs, and we don't have one close to here, so we built our own, and people love it. It definitely gives you something to do around the Outer Banks, especially for the locals. So it's really enjoyable, and then also it works as a double purpose because we get to go there and train and go crazy and stuff like that. You can't really practice or train without a crowd there because that crowd just drives you. So it really gives you the right element and the right feel that you need to get a true training. So it's pretty nice.
Cool, very cool. So you haven't done anything? Have you ever been like messing around with your siblings and like done something like super awesome and nobody was there to see it?
Oh all the time. All the time. That's why thankfully for the phones and the video, everything we do now we do on video, but we did miss all kinds of crazy stuff that we've done. So it's there's countless stories of wouldn't say it was quite amazing, but it would be perfect with ridiculousness or America's Funniest Home Videos. Somebody wiped out or did something crazy. So it always we try to always keep the video cameras rolling when we're out doing something crazy. So we enjoy it. Cool. We'll go to the other places. We got a couple more shops out back we'll have to check out, and then also up to the front where everybody gets to go.
All right.
So everybody good to go then?
Yeah.
All right, last time I drove one of these, I flipped it over and broke the wheel off, all right?
All right, yeah!
All good, buddy, it's good. All right, here we go. The real monster truck ride at the Gravedigger property.